I find that there is this line where you can tell when a church thinks it's the only church in the world. And I saw a very perfect example of this thing very recently during the Easters when I just stumbled into the Zimbabwe ZCC church live stream. If you don't know, the ZCC church has a different thingy in Zimbabwe. They have their own leader and they have their own headquarters. Some uniforms differ here and there, but they pretty much almost just about the same. And I wanted to talk about that on this one. This is a video that was made on the 19th of April, 2025. I will leave the full video down in the description below if you want to go watch it. 1 hour 42 minutes. That's where you are saying what I'm about to play for you.
Luka 23 verse 44. Zvino yakanga nguva inenge yechitanhatu.
Ari pamuchinjikwa. Ande.
Rima rikavapo panyika yose.
The shadow covered the whole earth.
So it's Luke 23 verse 44, right? And it was about the 6th hour. So this is talking about the time. But anyways, let me read it. 6th hour, and there was a darkness over all the earth and unto the 9th hour. So this is the darkness that fell on the earth when Jesus was on the cross. Okay? So just so that you have clarity.
It became black. Ireland, it was black. Poland, it was black. Even India, it was covered black. The whole issue now, Zion Christian, if he is the king of Zion Christian Church, he is the king. God. So, it was a sign. Could wear my shadow covered. Zion must go.
So to them, the Star Church, the ZCC Church, where it sees that darkness, must go and light. It is ZCC that's going to light.
That blackness, you were UK, you were British, British or Britain. Britain, it was dark. It was reached by the shadow of the cross. Take Zion to that place.
Before they got there, it was dark. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. Don't worry, you will get there.
Britain, it was dark. It was reached by the shadow of the cross. Take Zion to that place. As the light of the earth, it must shine to every corner. That's the aim. Such a vision, such a mission cannot be stopped by little showers like this. The mission is so big. Wherever that shadow of that cross touched, Christopher 2080 Yamatio, verse 20, Shokeri, restricted to the uttermost part of this world. He's making an unnecessary delay of his return. He's only watching his watch, perhaps, or a pension. Kuti gomorezioni richiko ku Zimbabwe, gomorezioni rashike pi.
How do you see what he then comes to? He's saying Jesus is being delayed coming back because Zion is not spreading fast enough. So their church is not spreading fast enough. If it spreads across all the world to the uttermost part, then Jesus will come. You see, but now we are making unnecessary. We are making unnecessary because we are not spreading Zion. Okay, let's continue. We'll come back.
We want to send everybody everywhere. Everywhere. Because the shadow of the cross touched every piece of the land you know per planet on the earth. And that's where we must reach.
He goes on and thinking, but we're not going to listen to the rest of that. So notice that their church, they believe, you see, when a church believes that it is the sole distributor of the gospel, like they are the one who have the gospel, nobody else has it, it creates this mindset, which is very unbiblical. It creates this mindset that of exclusivity, except we are there, except we are in that particular area, there is darkness. Why? Because they don't recognize the universal church. They don't, by universal church, not universal. They don't recognize the church, the ecclesia as a whole. Personally, I'm very skeptical and I stay away from churches that think they are the ones that do a good job. That's why I left Baptist church. Because they have this entitlement to the gospel to a point where they feel like other people are not doing a good job. I've seen it and thinking, I had a pastor who was criticizing me online from the same thing because I am not a Baptist. No, God, you can't be that small-minded. It is very small-minded to think that the church's message, Christ's message is only being preached by your church. This is a very cult-like mindset because they don't understand that the church stretches way beyond you. You see, that's the very same mindset that, is Elijah had that same mindset. I'm the only one left. And he's like, God is like, no, you're not. There's 7,000 other people who are still out there who have not bowed themselves to think. This idea that your church serves the gospel, your church is the one that is preaching the gospel, it is very destructive. It's unbiblical. Why do they believe this thing? It's because of all this ritual stuff that they have in their church. They have the badges and the what, and so for them, this is what makes them unique, and this is what God has expected, or what God has accepted. So except all of us, except that, we are not preaching the gospel. It's very wrong. That particular mindset, absolutely wrong. Because why? It doesn't recognize that outside of maybe 1 million of you, as it's known now, it's like 12 million people? There's about 12 million people. And so as a whole, to think that out of the world which has over 7 billion people, you are the sole people that have the message, it's very, it's like, what? There's over 1 billion denominations, different people in denominations. In the Christian denomination. Some, of course, wouldn't classify directly as Christian, but there's over 1 billion of people who are in different denominations. Some Catholics, what, you name it. But to think that your church is the sole proprietor because they wear a badge and you have whatever rituals you have in your church, that's a red flag. And so be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout that how far closed-minded is your pastor concerning things like that. If your pastor thinks that their church is that, you have a problem. You have a problem. So you think that this church that we are in right now is the church, is the only church. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. Do look out for things like that. Don't follow things like that because it does not line up. The same way you see Elijah having to be rebuked for thinking that he was the only one, the same thing is like this. Now tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. It's the Reality Show, daily Christian commentary videos. Other episodes down today, they'll be down in the pinned comments, and I'm going to check you out over there. Y'all tell me your thoughts, but stay on the lookout.